So hello guys, joining from all the different social media platforms. We'll be joining, the mentor will be joining shortly and we'll be starting the session in few minutes. So welcome all of you from different social media platforms and VIP pass access students who have given the entry to this class today, the 15th of August, and everyone from India, very, very happy Independence Day. And from all across the world, a very happy Sunday indeed. There is Saturday evening in US and Sunday evening in some part of the world. So very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to everyone from joining from different parts of the world right now. So this is second day of the camp. Again, for those of you joining for the first time from different social media platforms, which is inspired by a famous chess book by Leonid Nikolaev, which is designed to help practicing chess player master the necessary skills for calculating variations, assessing position, and choosing the correct move. So this book has actually helped our mentor a lot in becoming a titled chess player and a very strong chess player who already have a peak rating of 2485 and 1 GM now. So he will be decoding the inspiration from this book, and everyone is from joining from social media platform. Just to remind again, you can watch the class happening, but you cannot interact with the mentor, but you can watch what is being discussed. And for all the participants joining, in case you are not interacting in the class, there are students in the waiting list who have not been given access. So we'll be allowing them and we'll be kicking the non-interactive students out. So keep on interacting with the mentor in chat box only. Yesterday also some of them were asking unnecessary questions. So I will point out those students and kick them out, like questions like how much you charge for private lessons and these questions. So I don't appreciate these questions being asked directly by the mentor, from the mentor. So please ask such questions write a mail on support@nurture.com and we'll be happy to respond. Unnecessary in every class asking such question to mentor is not helping us. It also disturbs mentor. If you want any kind of personal training, write to us on support@nurture.com. We'll facilitate if slots are available. Asking mentor such question during the class is not acceptable. Keep question just focused. Keep question position focused. If the mentor will also enjoy. In case, you can always write to us at support@nurture.com. A very good morning and good afternoon from India, Coach Radoslav, once again.
Yeah, hi. Okay,
so
I will
stop my screen sharing and share your screen. So I was just explaining the users because I saw some unnecessary questions were asked yesterday. So not to ask such question. If There are a lot of students which Rado is training, but as of now, but he is very choosy in choosing his students. So he trains only good students who have capability of becoming very strong chess players, and we keep on discussing about those students. So I guess we had like a position left to discuss, which was yesterday's one. Over to you, coach.
Okay, that was this position, and we stopped here. After d4, I said c4. Let me take the book again to see the solution of the author. And okay, wait. No, it disappeared. I see. Okay. Okay, here we go. So now it's black to move, and now. Okay, I will sit here. Okay, I don't see the messages so far. Are you thinking, or is there something wrong? I think you can see the board, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so everybody are just thinking now what to do.
Maybe you can ask, like, is it white to move or black to move?
The last move
Black
was
to move,
c4. Okay, d4, c4, and now we stop. So now it's black to move. They want me to flip the board. Okay, I can do that. Okay. D takes c3. It's not possible. It's not. I didn't play c4 like this. It was just look at the position again. Wait. D4, C4, and rook E7. So I play bishop D2 then probably. Rook E8, rook E8, okay. Okay, maybe then rook E1. Okay, what to do here? сложность. Okay, it's not about that. It's now. Okay, now is the question how to improve the attack. Here, okay, you see, I just need two moves: Bishop D2, Rook E1, maybe even just one move, Bishop D2, and then I'm fine. But so you have to be more aggressive, more. You have to play more tricky moves. So. Yes, Queen G6 is the correct move. Queen G6. Okay, and white resigned now. Here I see I have one more variation. Instead of Bishop E1. Now F3. Yeah, okay. Now black is winning in both lines. Black is winning. Okay, that was it. And now we can go to the next one. Oh, okay, that will be study now. Okay, now it's white to move. I will go to the washroom, but you can take your time. You have to calculate everything now. Okay, King f6. Yes, King f6 is correct. Let me see. Once again. Okay, now after your King f6, I play King h6. 6. Okay, if you guys play, somebody will say bishop b5. If you play bishop b5, then I play e2. You have to take now. You can play this, because I play here. You draw, then I go here. Okay, the 8th knight. How queen e1 check there is. It's without check. Okay, let's go to the next one. I guess. Oh no, it will be the game. Okay, e4, c5. Yes, that was a start, yeah. 3d6, d4, takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, bishop e3, g7, f3, and now he played a6. Okay, the normal moves are here castle or knight c6. He decided to play a6. Queen d2, b5, knight d5. I will show you just other examples of the game. Wait, if bishop takes d5, then we take on b5. Okay. Actually, I shouldn't play castle, but takes a4, rook takes a4, bishop d5. Rook a5. Oh no. The bishop takes d5. Here I think knight f5. Here I missed one line. Here it's mentioned after queen d7. There is rook a5. e5, f6, f6. Oh no, I'm still missing something here. Bishop b7. Queen d2, d5, d5, knight d5, d5, bishop b7, bishop b a4, rook a4. Yeah, now it's if castle. Then h4. Queen d7, rook a5, e5, take, h5, e3, knight b3, knight b3, queen e6, hd6. Yes, now if h takes g6, then rook a4. With danger knight c5, bishop c4. Or bishop d3, rook g4. H takes g6, knight d6. Okay, now I show you the game because now there's the question, how would you play with white now? If rook h7, then I think I take on a5 now. Or on g6 first. Okay, actually computer says rook takes h7 is good. Here I have queen takes d6. Queen takes d6, bishop c4, rook f7, takes f7, king f8, bishop c5, takes g6, bishop c4, queen c5, rook takes c5, e5, bishop takes d5, a4, knight d2, 3, takes, rook h4, e1, king f2, e4, rook f4, e8, bishop takes c6, bishop takes, rook takes. Okay, that was it. Here a6, bishop c4, b5, bishop b3, b7, queen d2, knight bd7, castle, knight c5. Okay, author says bishop h6 was interesting move. He played king b1, knight b3, c b3, castle, bishop h6, bishop takes, queen takes h6. Okay, and how would you play now? Now black is to move. If knight h5, then I play probably g4 or even knight f5, maybe it's possible. But and here h4, somebody said h4, but now black is to move. I repeat. Okay, say knight h5. Okay, here I see two moves, either g4 or knight f5. Okay, let's say this. Now I play h4. Yeah, okay, that's all. Okay, let's go to this position. Okay, so knight h5 wasn't helpful, you see. Okay, what to do then instead of? Yes, okay, this position swing, so it's not e6. You have to play more aggressive in this position. Yes, before and yes, here white should play either knight d5 or knight c2. If knight d5, bishop takes d5, he takes d5, and queen d7. In case of knight c e2, e5, knight c2, and a5, knight e3, knight e3, a4. Wait, where is the main line now? I lost now. Ah, here. Okay, I will promote it. Okay, and what do you think about e5? Is it good or not? No, actually, if you take on c3, then I think it will be fine for me. Take f6. F6 and b takes c3. And here white is definitely better. So actually, no. Take on c3 wasn't good. Here I have one variation. Okay, there were some sidelines, but black is everywhere better. Okay, and how to play with black now? If now e6, and where do you mean e6 instead of? Okay, d takes e5 is now correct move, but where do you mean instead of h4 e6? Okay, if a6, I think I take now. Takes d7. Okay, I think so far I can take h4. Oh, sorry. Takes d7, if h5, then e5, I think. That is 96, f7. h4. Okay, for example, rook c8 now. Okay, but then now there is no danger at all. I don't know what I can do. Any move, maybe a5, a4 even. Okay, a5, h1. Okay, let's say a4. Rook c8. Take c8. Okay, queen d4. I think I'm winning now. Yes, okay, so. Then now in the game was h4. And now it takes e5 was correct. The author says only not c2 because knight c2, g5, queen takes g5, king h8, e d6, e d6, queen d8, rook f d8, rook takes d6. Yeah, and here says yeah, white has good chances for draw. Yeah, but we have to win. He takes e5, takes g6, g6, knight f6. He says b takes c3, takes d4, h takes g6, knight f6, rook d4, queen a5. Now black is winning. Take g6, knight f6, he takes c3. Okay, what happens after knight f5 now? Yes, c2, c2, and after king takes c2, queen c8, and then we take the knight. And the southern line. Now I will show you the game. You okay, and black one here. Let's go to the puzzle. see. Okay, black is to move. I will be back soon. C4 is the recommendation here for black. Okay, let me see what the output says. Yeah, after if you play C4, I take here. Now knight takes C5. I can take with the rook then. G8. I take here. Okay, actually no, it's not C4 here. Now you have to find counterplay, but C4 doesn't have any targets here. G4 at G4 rook G8, then I think then I play G5. I close you. Knight f4, knight h4. Okay, okay, that might be idea for white. But okay, we play with black now. Bishop g5. How do you mean bishop g5 now? Okay, if rook g8, then probably. Okay, I don't see response immediately to rook g8, but maybe queen c1, then bishop f4, and maybe I will block you somehow. Now bishop f5. Okay, I think knight takes g5 then. Bishop f4 better, I think. Now it's everything is with check-ins. Okay, No, actually, it's not. It's not correct here. Every pieces are hanging. That's the problem. You have to play more solid. Actually, you have seen the problem was with the pawn with the point e6, right? Okay, I noticed. Okay, actually the book says bishop g8. Here it's like I said, it's necessary to defend here this point. And here, he says bishop g6 is a mistake because of this line. If f6, queen d4. White is winning again. Okay, that's it. Yes, now we see this defense. Knight f4. Queen d6. Yeah, I wanna play maybe f6, maybe wrong castle. And no c4 was in the game. The game was c4, f6, knight f3, and now small tactics, knight g6. Queen d2, knight takes f4, queen takes f4, queen takes f4, takes f4, rook h6, king g2, square, h1, king e7, king f2, a5, knight d2, bishop f7, knight f1, a4, 2, bishop g6, d2, bishop f5, g1, ab3, ab3, rook a2, d1, king d6, king d3, bishop g4, and black and white resigned. Yeah, actually, here, like I said, c4 was the mistake. Wait, sorry. Where was it? Yeah, here better was king g2, actually. Yeah, here, move number 20 here. In here, bishop g8. See other options now. King h2, g4, h4, 3, knight takes e5. Yeah, I think it's solid. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, now the queen is missing. Sorry. Okay, so here is white to move. But wait, where queen e2? Do you mean appeal? I saw your message now. Okay, now h4. The h4 I play probably knight f6. Now knight d5 is not possible here. Okay, now I wanna play knight g4. I think h4 was not so good. Okay, h5, bishop g4 or knight g4. Okay, say knight g4. Queen d2. Okay, queen d2. I think knight e6 now. Queen d5, bishop b7. Bishop b7. Or rook a6. Or you don't have two squares. Okay, I think if bishop b7, then I think queen d7 or queen d6 is coming. If now knight takes e5, then I play knight f4. And here you will lose the material, I guess. Knight c6, knight takes d5, I think, or even queen h4 better. Okay, now your queen is hanging, so king f1 won't help you at all. By the way, maybe I can mate you somehow. Knight h2. Okay, I'm not sure, but okay, no, that's wrong. So yeah, h4 gives me square g4, and you see that, then I'm fine. Okay, let's try again. Knight f1, knight e3, you say. Okay, what now? G7. Okay, I will take your queen if you play rook d7. Yes, you just lose the material. Okay, knight f1, knight e3 was, in my opinion, too slow. I will have to find something faster. Yes, knight. I think now your knight is misplaced. I wanna play queen f4 probably. You have also some possibilities, you see. Let's try again. Okay, after rook d5, I think I play knight f6. No, or d4, f6 first. With idea bishop b7. Right now, bishop b7. Okay, rook d6, but rook d6 is correct. Rook d6, c4. Okay, if queen d6, okay, maybe first, what do, okay, yeah, knight h5 is correct. Yeah. And now if now rook a6, then knight f5 is winning. Take f5, we can take. Okay, let's see what was in the game. Rook d6, c4, rook ed1, knight c5. Now, okay, what now? First cube. Now knight g5, you say. Actually, wait, if you now knight g5, here's protected. Knight g5, I will play f6. Rook 1 d5. Okay, probably I play f6 now. Okay. Surely there is one better move. No, actually, that's the other move. You can win the pawn. Okay, you don't have to checkmate. To mate immediately, you can just win material and win. Okay, I think no, it's nothing. Now there's knight takes e5. I will just show you. Queen takes e5. Yeah. We win. Yeah, and white is winning. Okay. Okay, it's black to move. Queen g1, then you will lose, I think, if I take on c3. Rook e1 now. Then I take just with the king. Okay, rook g1. Let's say rook g1, rook g1. I play queen a6. That's what you mean. I see rook g2, but I've already done rook g2. Okay, I think, okay, actually rook g1 is forced. If I take on b3, I take with the king. You have to fight for draw. Pratik, maybe we will do this puzzle next in the next lesson. What do you think? Because time, I see now it's time to finish soon.
Yeah, definitely. We can do in the next class because the time is up. And guys, we'll be streaming a lesson after this from Chess Dream Room course. And thank you, coach, once again for being an amazing mentor. And
Yep.
we'll see you next week. So I guess the timing will be same as this week. We'll be doing for your time 9:30 to 11.
Yes, I think that will be fine. Yeah.
That is a much better time in India for users joining from India, Malaysia, Sri Lanka. Probably not the best time for users joining from US, but we do live camps for US time on end games during Tuesday, I guess, for selected students.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So we'll see you guys, and thank you, coach, once again. So I'll be streaming a lesson. So if you can stop this screen sharing.
Okay. Yes. Okay, now see you later.
Yeah, definitely. So let me know, guys, if you can see the screen. In the chat box, if the screen is visible. Yeah. So I'm playing. This is a very interesting episode on rook and pawn in game. So if you are still not subscribed, you should watch this episode and take a call on that, because Dream Room is the most comprehensive course which takes you from beginner to advanced level. The only course in the world right now.
In the previous episode, we had seen how to make a draw when opponent had rook and pawn versus rook and the pawns were in the central files. Now in this episode, we are going to see how to make a draw if opponent has an extra pawn on the A file. Ananya, now we can see how to make a draw when opponent has an extra pawn and that is not in the central file but on the rook file, okay, either the A pawn or the H pawn. How to make a draw in these cases. Now let's bring the first position. White has king F3, rook A8, pawn A6, black has king G7 and rook A1. Okay, it's black to play. Now first, before we try to find our move, we have to try to understand what is white trying to achieve here. Okay, if the pawn has already moved to A7, there is not much white can do after that, because the pawn cannot move, rook is blocking its path, neither can the rook move because he will lose the A pawn. Okay, so he cannot play A6 and he cannot move the rook away from the A file because the A pawn will be lost. So that leaves only one piece, the king. So what he can do with the king, he would ideally try to come to B7. From king F3 he would try to go to B7 and then release the rook from defending the A pawn and then try to push the pawn and promote it. Okay. Now when white is trying to get the king to B7, can black try to do the same? For example, can he try to come king F7 and king E7? He can come till F7, but he can never cross over the F file and come to E file. For example, if we imagine this position with black king on E7 instead of G7, white would win simply by playing A7. The point is, he is threatening rook H8, and after rook into A7, he will lose the rook to rook H7 check. Okay? So if the king is on F7 and white plays A7, threatening rook H8, black can simply go back to G7 with the king and it will be a draw. Okay? So white has all the time in the world to come to B7, but black cannot do the same. Okay? So that means we cannot do much with the king to stop the white king from coming to B7 or A7. So that job has to be done by the rook. So here the defense is rook F1 check, king E4, rook F6. Now, what is the point of this idea? It is you don't have to go behind the pawn, behind the A pawn, because he will simply come king b7 and king a7. You are not able to give checks. But with the rook on f6, and we are like more than 3 files away from the pawn, so even if white manages to come to b7, we can simply play rook f7 check, king b6, rook f6 check, and there is nowhere to hide for the white king. This is the whole point. So we keep attacking the pawn from the side. As long as it is still the 6th rank, we keep attacking it from the sides. But the moment pawn reaches to 7th rank, we go behind the pawn. For example, if now white plays a6 to a7, we simply go rook a6 and it will be a draw. Okay. So let's say he plays king to d5. We can simply play rook b6. It's important we don't go to the h file, because then if he comes king b7, we won't have rook h7. The king will be on the way. So the files between b and f will be the best for the rook. Okay. So king c5, rook f6, king b5. Now he wants to release the rook, so we cannot allow that. So rook f5 check, king b6, rook f6 check, king b7, rook f7 check. So there is nowhere for the king to hide. So the moment he comes to c file, and again we go to f6 and keep attacking the pawn from the side. So this is a simple draw, and it is called Vancouver position. Okay. So you have to remember this Vancouver position clearly well. The point is, with the rook pawn, attack it from the side till it reaches the 7th rank. Once it reaches the 7th rank, you have to go behind the passed pawn. That's the only way to make a draw. Okay. So let's go to the next position, where white has king on a8, pawn on a7, rook on e2. For black, king on f7, rook b1. Now in this position, we see that the white king has already crossed over. So there is no Vancouver draw. He has already come to a8. But the problem is the king is cut off. It cannot come out. And as long as the king is on a8, he cannot promote the pawn. So white needs the help of the rook to get the king out. Okay. So will he be on time? That is the question. Now for the defending side, black can make a draw if his king can reach c7 or c8 squares. If the black king reaches c7 or c8, then it will be a draw. Let's see whether it is possible or not. Now it's white to play. White plays rook c2. Basically he wants to come either rook c7, rook b7, or rook c8, rook b8. Okay. Basically driving the black rook away from the b file, and then you can get the king out to promote the pawn. So black king rushes to the c7 square. He comes king e7, rook c8. Now instead of rook c8, if we play rook c7 check, he can come king d6, and if rook b7, we can go rook h1. Now the point is, I cannot bring my king out, because if king b8, unfortunately rook h8 and it's a checkmate. Okay. So we can go back. So after rook c2, king e7, rook c8 is the correct move. And black plays king d7, rook b8. Now let's say I go rook h1. And now he can come out with the king, king b7, threatening a8 queen. So we have nothing better than rook b1 check, king a6, rook a1 check, king b6, rook b1 check, otherwise a8 queen, king c5, and the king escapes, and then the pawn promotes. Okay. So now let's go back few moves. After rook c2, king e7, rook c8. Now I go king d6 instead of king d7. This is the main move. So with the rook on c8, black has rook on b1. Yeah, so we had seen king d7. Let us see king d6 now. Now white plays rook b8, rook h1, king b7. Now the pawn is threatening to queen. So I have two checks. I can go rook b1 check or rook h7 check. If rook h7 check, I can simply play king b6 and the pawn will promote. So the only move is rook b1 check. Now the point is, if I go king a6 like in the previous line, I'll play rook a1 check, king b6, rook b1 check. I don't have king c5 because the blocking is on d6. So white has to try the alternative route, king c8. Now I'm threatening a8 queen. So you have to play rook c1 check, king d8, and all the checks have stopped. And it looks like black can resign because the pawn is threatening to promote. But one final trick, we have rook h1. Now if a8 queen, it's checkmate on rook h8, right? So the only way to prevent the checkmate is rook b6 check, driving the king away and threatening to promote the pawn. So I'll come king c5. Now this is a critical moment. So if we promote the pawn now, a8 queen, he will play rook h8 check and take the queen, right? So that will be a draw. So we can eliminate the pawn moves. And if I go back rook b8, it will again be king d6 and we reach the same position like before. It's a draw. So the only move available for white is rook c6 check. We have to use tactics. Now if king c6, we promote the pawn and black will lose the rook as well. So he has two moves now, king b5 or king d5. Now let's see king b5. Now we go rook c8. I'm threatening to promote the pawn again. And he can basically resign or try to give few checks. If he gives rook h8 check, king c7, rook h7 check, king b8. And then there is no way to stop the pawn from promoting. So after rook c6 check, let us see king d5. Now what we do, we try the other direction. We go rook a6, rook behind the passed pawn. With king b5, this was not possible, but here it is possible. Okay. Oh, probably king b5 also we can try rook a6 because if king a6, a8 is a check. Okay. So, but king b5, rook a6, he will have rook h8 check and then take the rook, so that's not working. So here rook a6 works. Now we are threatening to promote the pawn. So the only check is rook h8, king c7. Now if rook a8, king b7 will win. So he has to go rook h7 check and king b6. The pawn promotes, cannot be stopped. Okay. So we have seen two positions where in one side, if black gets the Vancouver position, that is rook attacking the pawn from the side on time, then he can make a draw. And we saw in another example, if he is not able to do it on time, how white wins by bringing the king to a8. Okay. So these two positions are very important in rook and pawn ending. You must try to revise them very often so that you don't forget it. Okay.
So guys, if you still have not taken the Dream Room subscription, you are missing out on some of the most learning from some of the most acclaimed mentor of all time, wisdom of R.B. Ramesh. And for those of you who have taken Dream Room, do watch all the episode, complete episode, watch it again and again. It is designed in such a way that you need to revise it from time to time, and it will take you from beginner to a level of say 2200, 2300. And we keep on receiving a lot of mails regarding one-on-one training right now. So we started one-on-one training probably just before, like last 2 years. We have been training a lot of students in one-to-one environment, and we keep receiving thousands of mails every day. But in case someone wants to learn one-on-one from mentors, they can write to us at support@nurture.com, and we will facilitate a complimentary exam for you to help you decide the right mentor and the program for you. And for those of you already subscriber of Dream Room and one-on-one training, keep revising, keep learning, because the only thing you cannot reverse is time. So every day, so today is 15th of August, some of the students message us that they cannot attend because it's Independence Day. But most of the students are here. So the students who are giving hard work, every day, irrespective whether it's a holiday, whether it's a weekday, whether it's any day, are going to be strong chess players in future. So if you want to subscribe to Dream Room, visit nurture.com, or if you want one-on-one training, do write to us at support@nurture.com. Support spelling is as simple as support@nurtr.com. The banner at the top says it all, and banner at the back, I guess. So we'll see you next week. And again, apologies for those thousands of guys we could not give VIP access to because we are accepting only limited seat. We have a bandwidth as per, so we could not accept all. So apologies for those kids, and those who have received VIP seat for this camp this week, thank you. Stay safe, take care, and till then, keep learning chess. You all will become very strong chess players with Nurture. Thank you.